Well, I'll be making this video about my CD soundtrack collection. Now, of course, I love movies and I love music, and I also love soundtrack albums. I think the soundtracks are very much an underrated part of the music universe, and there's a lot of people here on the YouTube that have shown their soundtrack collections, but not that many really. People usually show their their music collection, but forego the soundtracks. So I'm gonna do that here for myself. I have soundtracks on the CD, on cassette, and on vinyl, and I'll do videos for all of them. But here we'll start with the CDs, and I'll do it in two parts just so as not to make the video too long. And if I have the movie on, if I own the movie on DVD or Blu-ray, I'll just mention it again to not make the video too long. In this case, we start here with this Across the Universe. This is the deluxe edition of the CD. It means it's a 2-disc set. There is a single disc set. This is a movie that has the Beatles songs as its soundtrack, but they're not the original recordings. They are re-recorded right there by the cast of the movie. And usually when it comes to the Beatles, I just simply stick to the original versions. I don't like covers of Beatles songs, but in this case I'll make an exception. I think it was pretty good. I do have the movie on DVD and I really liked it, so I'm happy to have this soundtrack. We'll continue now with, oops, a little bit dusty there. Here we have the glare. Always the glare. See if we can remedy that a bit. All right, there we go. Here we have Batman, the first Batman film with Michael Keaton, and this is not the Prince songs. I have that one apart on vinyl. This is the score by Danny Elfman, and one of my favorites, one of my absolute favorite scores. Really great, the soundtrack. Very memorable, very evocative of the movie, which is what a good soundtrack should do, of course. Evoke the movie. Let us now continue here with the sequel, Batman Returns. Batman Returns. Really good movie. I am really tied between which movie I like the most, either this one or the original Batman. But I really like both movies. And this is also by Danny Elfman, continuing scoring the film. Really good score. Enjoy listening to this one. The one thing I don't like about this CD case, the packaging, is that it does not have the songs in the booklet nor in the back. It only has them written on the CD itself. There. So what I did, so of course you can't look at the songs when you're playing the CD. So what I did is I printed them out, and I have my own little track list right there. There it is, Michael Keaton. Really good soundtrack. Put aside, I have both Batman and Batman Returns on DVD, and I also have on DVD Batman Forever. This is when they changed Batmans. That's a Val Kilmer. This one, along with Batman and Robin, which I'll show shortly, were directed by Joel Schumacher, as you know. This is not the score. This is just a collection of songs that were featured in the film. There we go. I don't know if you can see it. Several people. The most famous, of course, is U2. And we've got PJ Harvey, Brandy, Seal, Massive Attack, Eddie Reader, Mazzy Star, The Offspring, Nick Cave, Method Man, Michael Hutchence, The Devlins, Sunny Day Real Estate, and The Flaming Lips. It's a pop rock soundtrack. Some good songs there. There is a score for Batman Forever, though I do not have it. So with the actual score of the film, but I don't have that one. But I do want to get it. We continue now with the sequel, Batman and Robin. Again, not the score, just the music from and inspired by the Batman and Robin motion picture. Okay. Smashing Pumpkins doing the first and last songs. Okay, R. Kelly, Arcana, REM, Jewel, Goo Goo Dolls, Café Tacuba, Soul Coffin, and some more. Again, pop rock, and again, just some songs I like, others not that much. Batman and Robin. Let's continue now with Batman Begins. This is the score, and music by Hans Zimmer and James Newton Howard, two very talented composers. All right, Batman Begins, a really good reboot to the Batman films. The interesting thing here is, I believe that these track lists, track names, I don't know if you can see if I can focus here. There we go. I'm not sure, but I believe those are scientific terms for various species of bats. Right? I'm not sure about that. Let me know if I'm mistaken. But anyway, really good score. It's not as memorable as the Danny Elfman one. It doesn't have a really very clear main theme, but it's still a very good score. Love it. We now continue with Blair Witch 2, The Book of Shadows. An underrated horror movie, in my opinion. It's not the greatest thing, but it's a lot better than people say it is. A lot of people dump on it because it's a sequel. This is not the score. It is, again, a collection of songs, mostly in the heavy metal and the alternative rock genres. Godhead, POD, and mainly I got this one because of the Tony Iommi song there featuring Dave Grohl. Tony Iommi, of course, is the guitarist for Black Sabbath. Pretty good listen. Blair Witch 2. We now continue with Batman versus Superman, and again, score by Hans Zimmer and Junkie XL. Really good score. Really good. Of course, this is the first appearance of the very memorable Wonder Woman theme. Here it is called "Is She With You?" Which is probably the most memorable track on this album. Batman versus Superman. Carrie. Not the score, but about a collection of songs. These are more modern bands, many of which I have never heard of. But it's a good listen. There is a score for this, and it's even available on vinyl, the score, but it's a bit pricey. So I haven't gotten it, but I do like it. I do want it. All right. So Carrie. Now we go with Casper. Here, music by James Horner, another very talented composer. It is the score. A lot of great tracks here, and it ends with there's even a Casper the Friendly Ghost theme remade there by Little Richard, which is pretty good. Casper. We continue now with the soundtrack for the TV series Crossing Jordan. I really like this series, and for that I bought the soundtrack. But the collection of songs here is not really that good. This is kind of a bit boring. The soundtrack, not really my thing. There are some good things here, but it's mostly not that interesting. It does have the theme, the instrumental theme for Crossing Jordan. Well, let me see where it is. Okay, there it is. It's the second to last track, Crossing Jordan theme. This is a detective drama about a pathologist who solves crimes. Her precisely, the actress Jill Hennessy, and who I believe, yes, the actress herself also plays a track here. That one, It's All Over Now, Baby Blue. And now we have here the original motion picture soundtrack for The Crow. Really good movie. Here, not the score, just a collection of songs featured in the movie, mostly in the hard rock, heavy metal, and alternative rock genres. The Cure, Machines of Low and Grace, Stone Temple Pilots, Nine Inch Nails, Rage Against the Machine, etc. Roland's Band. Well, you get the picture. Pretty good soundtrack, a really good listen. We now go with Frank Herbert's Dune. This is a soundtrack for the television miniseries, not the movie, but the television miniseries that came out in the 90s, I believe. Let's see, no, it's a 2001 right there. Okay, and really, really good score. This is really good stuff here. You usually wouldn't expect a television miniseries to have music this good, but this is really good. Music by Graham Revell. I hope I'm saying that right. Okay, really good score. Really like listening to this one, all the way through. As I do with the sequel, Children of Dune, the soundtrack. Again, this time music by Brian Tyler. Excellent, excellent score. And the first track right there, Summon the Worms, it is just absolutely epic. It's an epic listen. This is really one of my favorite soundtracks. Really good. And I do have these movies on DVD. I have been remiss in mentioning which ones I have and have not on DVD. But not really that important. This one I do not have on DVD. The music from the picture Detroit Rock City. The one about these kids that are going to a Kiss concert. And it's usually right here, if you look at the track listing, it's pretty much a best of the 70s hard rock. Or rather, hard rock. Excuse me. Kiss, Van Halen, Sabbath, all of the songs there. Many of these are covers. But it's usually to give that 70s a rock vibe. Really like listening to it. Curiously enough, the song that is by Kiss, Nothing Can Keep You From You, is completely boring. It is just so boring. This was a track that is only available here on this soundtrack, but believe me, not good. But the soundtrack itself, as a whole, pretty good. Now we have here two soundtracks for the television series Charmed. Here we have this one, simply called Charm, and then the second one called Book of Shadows, music from and inspired by the TV series Charmed. Neither of these are scores. Both of them are a collection of songs. And both of them, as you may guess, are very female-oriented right here. With a lot of female artists. Not all, but just several. Really like the series. I saw it when it first came out on its original air dates on television. And I have a few seasons on a DVD. We now go with one really, really good soundtrack. This is Bram Stoker's Dracula. Music by, and I'm going to try to pronounce that, Wojciech Kilar. I mispronounced that for sure. But this is a really good movie. I have it on DVD, and a really good soundtrack. It's very short. But very, very good. Yeah, the main theme, everything. Just a great listen throughout. We are now going to finish with this 2-disc set of for the songs from Fantasia here, disc 1 and disc 2. These ones I actually bought at the Disneyland. There was and so I bought them there, which is kind of special. But however, this is not the original motion picture soundtrack. This, I believe, are re-recorded versions of the melodies included in the movie. So these are not the actual recordings from the Fantasia film, but they were then re-recorded later by a conductor, not the one from the movie, but another one, and to emulate the track listing of the movie itself. So, but these are those melodies that are in Fantasia. All right. I don't know if the actual original motion picture soundtrack exists, for this movie. But anyway, very glad to have it. Well, that's it for part one of my soundtracks on CD collection. Stay tuned for part two of the CDs. I will also make another one for the cassettes and the vinyl. Thank you for watching, and so long.